All right, we are here with our head coach, our first-year head coach, Coach Sam Shade, has joined us here on From the Hill podcast live from Media Day. Coach, it is a great thing to meet you finally in person. You've been on the show.
It is.
You've already been on the show, but now we're meeting in person.
Man, I'm excited about it. I enjoy being on the show also.
Yeah. So, Media Day.
Yes.
It's your first time Media Day in the SWAC.
Right.
How's it been?
It's been great. Our players, Cornelius Brown, Demetrius Biombi, man, those guys have been so excited about this from the time we got to the hotel. They've enjoyed every minute of, being interviewed and the photo shoots and all that stuff. And I think it's great that they get this opportunity because they work really hard and they've been leaders on our team. They're both grads already.
Mm-hmm.
Both guys are going to end up getting their MBA from A&M. They're close to getting that too. So just great examples of the type of student athletes we want in our football program.
Yeah. So now you're headed into the very first training camp.
Oh, yes.
And we know how training camp can be, man. Them hot days in August. But they're also exciting times.
Yes.
You got guys that have been practicing, working out on their own, but they're ready to get out there and hit somebody.
Right.
But what does the staff feel like ahead of training camp, though? What do you feel like ahead of training camp?
Well, I'm always one of those guys that I've always gotten to that first game as an assistant coach, as a head coach, and you're always wondering, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you do enough? So I don't really get too high in the off season about it. I'm more about the work that we've got to do
Mm-hmm.
and about improving it and making it better each and every day. Just like the chase. We talk about the chase, man.
Chase.
The chase is constant. It doesn't stop. Even when you're at home resting, you're thinking about it. You're planning. You're doing calendars and all that stuff. Like we're working on our training camp, what we're doing, and so the chase goes on, man.
Yeah. So we know about our quarterbacks. We know
Yes.
about Quad Brown. We also got Mekhi Higgins who transferred in.
Yes.
So with these guys at quarterback, we'll start there.
Yes. Great place to start.
Yes, we'll start with quarterback. So what do you guys as a staff, as an offensive staff, what are you guys looking to see from both of those guys here in camp leading to game one?
Well, you go back to the all season. Quad Brown had a really good off season for us in a new offense. Handled the learning curve well as far as the new terminology and some of the new things that we do that he hadn't done. So he came out of spring as our starter. And we were in a situation where we felt pretty good, and we got some young guys that were behind Quad in the spring that we felt like are very capable. But we got in a position where an opportunity presented itself, where one of our coaches, Coach LaWarn Latson, he coached at Arkansas Pine Bluff last year, coached the receivers there, and they had a lot of success throwing the ball. And so he had a relationship with Mekhi,
Mm-hmm.
and Mekhi was actually at Lamar this offseason.
Right.
And he reached out to Coach Latson. He got in the portal, reached out to Coach Latson, and we talked about it. And we said, okay, we've got Quad, who we're happy with what he's doing, but we're also in the talent acquisition business,
Right.
in college football. We're always trying to, get the most talent that we can have at each and every position.
Mm-hmm.
And I like creating competition also. So that had a lot to do with us getting Mekhi. And also now it puts us in a position where we've got two quarterbacks that have actually played a lot of college football compared to the guys that were behind Quad coming out of spring.
Mm-hmm.
None of those guys have really played a lot of college football, but they are very talented, and we're excited about the future with those guys.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that competition. And,
Yes.
Because competition can
What makes
do
you
nothing
better?
but make you better.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yes, sir.
We believe in that.
Yes, sir. Okay, now let's talk about our running backs. Now,
Okay.
obviously, we got Ryan Morrow, Colton Nero. Got some newcomers.
Yes.
What are you guys looking at in that running back room for us?
Well, I'll tell you what. It's funny how, the two guys you just talked about, for instance, Nero's a guy that has really made a lot of progress since spring. I think he's lost a little bit of weight. So now he's moving around. He's always been a downhill runner, but now he just looks a little quicker, and obviously he's been in the offense for a little while. So excited about him, what he's doing. We've got some young backs that we brought in, a couple high school guys that are going to give us some depth, and then we've got a couple transfers that we also are excited about. But the same thing at running back. You go through a season, and it's rare that you see one, even two guys stay healthy and be 100% every game. So we're excited that we added some depth with the two high school kids and the transfers we brought in.
Yeah, and now we progress. Offensive line, we know Terrell Lawrence. He was named on the all-conference team, second team. He's coming back. You got Ramir Lewis. You got some guys, man. I know we lost Carson Vincent, but you got some guys that are coming to replenish.
Yes, we do. For instance, you talk about Carson Vincent, a young guy that we're really excited about that had a good off season, good spring. Tyquez Richardson from Atlanta. He's really brought a great work ethic each and every day, every workout, every practice. Excited about him. And you talk about a guy that's an engineering major, that's almost a 4.0. So you want offensive linemen like that are tough, physical, but also smart guys that can communicate well. You go to our center position, Chloe at center. He's really taken a lot of steps. He's gotten better and better. And then we got some competitions going on in some spots like Bruce Crenshaw is working at right tackle. But we also brought in a transfer from Tennessee State, local guy, Big O from Sparkman.
Yeah.
So those guys are competing, but we're really trying to establish a culture of competition, and the guys understand that iron is going to sharpen iron, and we got to practice against each other and practice hard, and we got to go some ones-on-one, good on good, and that's how you get better.
Receiving core.
Well, receiving core, obviously, there's some guys coming back there. You talk about Donovan Wright is a guy that's had some playing time, that's played a good bit. Also, we brought over Frank Pierre, transferred over from Miles College. He's a guy. He gives us some size at receiver. He can run a little bit and catch the ball. Did some things well in spring, and there are a lot of guys I could name there. And we got some young receivers that have come in, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they do in training camp.
Now, I'll just ask you broadly about our defense.
Okay.
So I know defense is probably where we had the most turnover on the roster.
We did.
In terms of, wasn't that many guys returning back. But
we did have Biambi.
we got
Demetrius
Biambi.
is back.
Yeah.
Biambi's back. There's some guys that have played a good amount of football. Wright at linebacker from here in Birmingham. He played a good bit last year. And you look at Nick Glenn, second team preseason all conference up front. He's been a little bit banged up, not quite where he wants to be health wise, but we're hoping we get him there by the time the season starts. And then you go to the secondary. There was some turnover there, but still some guys that have put on that A&M uniform and gone out there and played. But we're just trying to mix and gel this team together with the new guys and the old. But as you see, we come to media day, and we bring Quad Brown, who's played a lot of football, and then we bring Demetrius Biambi.
He's played a lot of football. Been in the program 5 years. Well, this is his 5th year.
Yeah, and that's important though. That's important to have guys that have been here and worn the A&M uniform and understand what that means to wear it, and they understand the creed and the guys that came before them and things like that, because that's important to me.
Right.
It really is. I'm just a big believer that you gotta understand your history and who came before you and what they did, what they accomplished. And so, for instance, we started a series, and I'm going to put it out where we call it a Start Here, Go Anywhere series. We had a former player at A&M, Grady Brown, who's defensive back coach for the
Steelers.
Was for the Steelers. He was with the Steelers the last 4 years. Now he's with the Saints. And so he talked to the team this past week, did a great job, and talked about his love for Alabama A&M. And, man, that's what it's about, though. That's what it's about. You know, just them understanding that, man, there are so many people behind them and pulling for them, and that have love for A&M, and that, hey, your best needs to be on display each and every day.
Yeah. So I'll get you out of here on this one, Coach, because we had you on before. We already went over the schedule. We know we start August 30th at Arkansas, home opener against Alcorn State.
Right.
But just moving ahead here with you and your staff, you know, I know you guys have been together. A lot of you guys have been together for quite a while.
We have.
Just how excited, man, are you guys to get out there and do battle again, man?
Well, you know, it's funny, and I heard, I think it was Quad that mentioned it, and he talked about the coaching staff and the passion of the coaching staff and the love for the game of the staff, and I know that's something that I've got a love for the game that I've had since I was a player, and I still have it, and I still have that love and respect for it, and I understand that it can change lives, like the lives of our players on and off the field. And so, man, we're always excited about football, and not just the games, but the journey, you know, the hard work. Like we try to make guys uncomfortable in practice. Like we try to do things, create adversity in practice that guys have to overcome, because that's what happens in a football game.
Yeah.
So I actually enjoy all of it, not just the games. I enjoy the preparation part of it too.
Yeah, well, man, I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm so privileged to just have this opportunity to sit down with you.
Right.
And we meet in person finally.
Yes, sir.
And you know, we're looking forward to seeing great things. I know you guys getting ready to get here in the camp.
Yeah.
But man, A&M Bulldogs.
Yes, sir.
Man,
yes, sir.
Better get ready, y'all.
Yes, sir. The chase is on.
The chase is on. It's coming.
Yes, sir.
So he's first-year head coach, our head coach, Sam Shade, Alabama A&M Bulldogs. That's luck, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
All right.